The secret map of the Moonlit Forest dawns upon a giggle in the small town of Giggleberry. There lived an overly curious raccoon named Ricky. Ricky wasn't like other raccoons. While his friends were busy raiding garbage bins, Ricky dreamed of discovering hidden treasures. One night, under a full moon so bright it could make shadows dance, Ricky spotted a glimmering piece of paper stuck to the town mayor's shoe. It wasn't just any paper, it sparkled like it had been sprinkled with fairy dust. With a daring leap and a loud squeak, Ricky snatched it mid-waddle. When Ricky unrolled the paper, his shiny eyes went wider than a squirrel in a nut factory. It was the secret map of the Moonlit Forest. The map was filled with squiggly lines, doodles of trees with smiley faces, and an X marked in a clearing labeled the Giggle Spot. The treasure hunt was on. Ricky knew he couldn't do this alone, so he gathered his team of unlikely adventurers: Gertrude the Owl, who wore thick glasses and claimed she could read maps in 5 languages, none of them human; Benny the Bear, who was mostly there for snacks and naps; Petunia the Squirrel, who brought a backpack filled with acorns, a toothbrush, and, for some reason, a rubber duck. "First stop, Tickle Tree Tunnel," announced Ricky, pointing at the map. When they reached the tunnel, they were greeted by vines that wiggled when touched. Gertrude cautiously poked one, and suddenly the vines tickled everyone. Benny laughed so hard he rolled into a bush. Petunia got tangled and squeaked. This is not dignified. But they made it through, with Benny giggling, "Best tunnel ever." Next, they arrived at Echo Hollow, where every sound they made was repeated in silly voices. "Hello," shouted Petunia. "Hello, Peanut Squirrel," the echo replied. "Hey, who said that? Who said that, Nutty Pants?" Even Benny's bear growl turned into a high-pitched giggle, which had him laughing so hard he forgot about snacks for a whole minute. Finally, they reached the X at the Giggle Spot, which turned out to be a giant trampoline hidden in a clearing. But instead of treasure, they found a note: "The greatest treasure is the laughter you share. Now bounce like you just don't care." And bounce they did. Gertrude did flips, landing upside down. Of course, Petunia launched herself into a tree and came back down wearing 3 leaves like a hat. Benny, well, he broke the trampoline, but they laughed about it for hours. From that night on, Ricky and his friends weren't just treasure hunters, they were laughter explorers. And every time the Moonlit Forest sparkled, they'd gather for new adventures, proving that the best treasures are the friends who giggle with you. The end.